So we're going to explore some ways that I've discovered that help us learn to love ourselves. Anybody who's studied the Course in Miracles knows that they say, forgive and love thyself. You know, it's love thy neighbor as thyself. And the thing most people seem to forget, it's as thyself. It isn't just love thy neighbor. And you can't really love your neighbor until you do learn to love yourself. And I'm not sure exactly why we've gotten away from loving who we are. And remember, when I talk about loving yourself, I'm not talking about vanity or arrogance. That is not love. That is fear. I'm talking about just really respecting and cherishing the incredible miracle that you are. Because each one of us is someone really fabulous. We're divine, magnificent expressions of life. Only we have to know it. And when we do, it's like we're in tune with the entire universe and everything just flows in our life. So we need to not only love our neighbor, but we need to love ourselves, and we need to begin there. And it's interesting, we resist this so much. When we sort of get the guidelines on how we love ourselves and we're willing to practice them consistently, it's amazing the changes we can make in our lives. You know, I'm a very simple lady, and I have very simple guidelines for life. And for some people, they're far too simplistic. They think that's just ridiculous. But over and over again, I've seen people try them and practice them, and it's amazing how they work. Sometimes we think it's so serious when we work on ourselves. And we can do it that way, and we can also do it through a lot of pain, but we can do it through a lot of joy too, okay? So if you want to love yourself, then I suggest you start with these 10 steps that I've put together. The number one thing is to stop all criticism. Stop criticizing yourself now and forevermore. Never again. Make a vow to yourself, I'm not going to do this anymore. You have been criticizing yourself for years and years, and you're still criticizing yourself for the same stuff you were criticizing yourself for before. It seems that it doesn't work. So why don't we try another tactic? Let's come from a place of being okay as you are, and you can make changes. I remember what a revelation it was to me when I discovered that I could make changes in my life without being a bad person. I didn't have to be bad and then change. I could be okay and just change. Criticism never changes a thing. So refuse to criticize yourself and accept yourself exactly as you are. Remember, everybody changes, everybody. But when you criticize yourself, your changes automatically become negative. You get into negative changes. And when you approve of yourself, it's amazing how your changes are positive. Our ability to change and adapt and flow with the process of life is our healing power. That's our healing power. We are powerful beings, and our power lies in the choice of thoughts that we think and the words that we use. Because our thoughts are creative. They create our experiences. They contribute to everything we do in life. So you do choose the thoughts you think. You really do. Sometimes we think, oh, they zip by so quickly. But you really do choose them. So choose thoughts that are nurturing to you. Choose thoughts that are uplifting, that are supporting of you. If you really want to love yourself, it's essential that you stop criticizing yourself now and forevermore. Absolutely. And you can do it. You can do it. Just make a vow that that's what you'd like to do. All right, number 2, don't scare yourself. Please, if you love yourself, don't scare yourself. Stop terrorizing yourself with frightful thoughts, because all you do is make any situation worse. You don't make it better. And don't take a small situation and make it into a big monster. And don't take a scary situation and make it even worse. Be there for yourself, you know? It's a terrible way to live. And if you have a habit of doing this, I suggest you stop it. You just stop it. How often do we lie in bed at night going over and over a problem, creating the worst possible scenario? We do this for illness, we get a pain, and we're immediately planning our funeral. We do this for relationships. Someone doesn't call, and we immediately decide that we're totally unlovable and we'll never have a relationship in our life. We do this for work. You hear a small remark at work, and you think, oh my God, I'm going to be fired. We build these things up. And remember, these frightening thoughts are affirmations, only they're negative affirmations. So if you have a habit of thinking negative thoughts that scare you, what I find is the best thing to do is find an image of something you really like, something that you love. It could be a sport, it could be a sunset, it could be some beautiful view, it could be flowers, it could be anything. And use that as a substitute. Pick that as your image, like your switch to image. And every time the negative thought comes up, or every time you find that you're frightening yourself, just switch to this thought or this image. You don't say to yourself, no, I'm not going to think about that anymore. I'm going to think about sunsets or waterfalls or beautiful yachts, whatever your image is, whatever you want to choose. And if you keep doing that, you will break that habit. But it takes practice. It always takes a little practice. Love yourself enough to stop scaring yourself. Just stop that. Number 3 is be gentle and kind and patient with yourself. Just be gentle and kind and patient. A good example of the power of patience is a garden. A garden is often to begin with just a patch of dirt, and then you add some seeds or some little plants, and you let the sun shine, and you water it, and you give it some loving attention. And to begin with, it seems like not much is happening. But if you continue doing that, if you're patient, things will change. The garden will grow and blossom. And if you think of your life as like a garden, or your mind like a garden, what kind of garden would you like? What kind of events do you want to have happen in your life? And what kind of seeds do you need to plant in order for those to happen? So you select the seeds, you select the thoughts that will contribute to creating the garden of experiences that you want. And I like to think of planting these thoughts in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind, where they get nurtured and then can grow. And if you pay attention to them, if you take care of them, then one of these days you'll reap a wonderful, bountiful, and beautiful harvest of all the things you want.